Hello everybody and welcome to Let's Stream Delver. Delver is a roguelite, not roguelike, roguelite dungeon crawler made by Priority Interrupted Games, which are a team of 2 people. So very impressive that they managed to do as much as they have with just that small team. This has been on Steam for a good while now, and this is a game that's a really nice kind of pick-up-and-play game. And I was originally planning on doing this after Borderlands regardless, but what with everything going on lately and having to miss a couple of weeks, the YouTube crowd has been really getting shafted. So I figured, as a little bit of a treat and an apology for missing so much, we'll go ahead and start the next Let's Play early. And Delver is a really short game. It's a roguelite, so it's designed to be short, quick, and almost infinitely replayable. So we can take as much time as we need with this before moving on to our next one, or hopefully letting Borderlands get back into the swing of things. So we're going to start a new game, since you guys probably aren't interested in my main file with 13 deaths on record. Creating the dungeon. So, first things first, we're not actually going to be doing any proper dungeon crawling at the start. We have this little tutorial area we have to go to, or go through first. So, I'll go ahead and explain the kind of basics here since we're more or less perfectly safe. This is a keyboard and mouse game. You use WASD to move around, angle the camera with your mouse. If you go into your settings and go to your keybinds input, there should be keys. There should be a key for jump. By default, this is not bound. You can jump in this game if you bind a key for it. I have it bound to space. So with jumping, we can get up onto slightly higher platforms, which helps because we are going to be navigating a fully 3D space. There really isn't much else I can talk about in the ways of the controls unless we actually move forward here. So let's have a look and see what we can find. Now, over here, we have what looks like somebody's body, and we have an iron dagger. So you may notice when we picked up that iron dagger, that immediately occupied our one spot. There is no way to turn that off unless your slot is full. So with this in hand, I can now explain the hotkeys. You see 1 through 5 up there. Those correspond to their keyboard equivalents. Pressing 1 brings out our dagger, and now that we have our dagger, if we click left mouse, we'll attack with it. We can use that to attack enemies, destroy elements of the environment, and so on and so forth. Now, if you press and hold left click... Oh, it's that tent! We'll see what's significant about that tent later. But, if you press and hold left click with a weapon, you'll actually raise it up. You'll notice I'm moving a bit slower. This is charging up a charge attack. You will hit enemies harder if you manage to hit them with a fully charged swing. And you notice our dagger is swinging pretty fast and charging pretty fast. There will be more damaging weapons available to us in the future, but generally speaking, the more powerful the weapon is, the longer it takes to swing. So it balances it out in that respect. But for now, we just have a dagger. So I don't think we're going to be finding much of anything in these bushes, but it pays to check, because destructible items can have goodies in them. Nothing. Okay. So I actually do want to take this corpse. If you press tab, you open the inventory. Oh, we actually have a scribbled note. So I want to move these down here, because I have... Well, I'll keep the skull there, because that skull could be used as a projectile. What's this note? You click on it to read it. Excuse me, I need to cough very briefly. Okay, sorry about that. I had a big cough and I took a drink, so hopefully that'll help my throat. So this note says, 4 days northwest, up Old Mountain Trail, ravine at end of lake, statues and ruins, buyer back in here. So we are apparently looking for something for this person we will sell it to in here. Okay, So you heard that sort of like hissing noise when we broke that barricade down. That's going to be our first enemy, this little spider. These things are deceptively dangerous. Didn't do much damage there, thankfully, even though we don't have any armor. But that particular enemy is deceptively dangerous. You want to be really careful with that. We got a secret. Now, there are like little secrets hidden all over, little secret areas that you can find. I'm hearing a slime. Oh, another spider. Yeah, you especially want to be careful with enemies that jump at you, because they can cover a lot of distance really quickly, and they can... Sounds like he's in there, like inside the wall, or like up top maybe. But enemies that jump at you tend to do more damage when they jump. So I have no idea what the code looks like, even though the fact that the game is open source, because I'm not a programmer. But from my own personal experiences with the game, I have deduced the following. If you actually look at our dagger here, it says 1 to 2. It started 1 to 3, but because we beat up all those bushes, it got damaged a little bit. So every time we hit something, we will the game will basically flip a coin. And if it lands on heads, we do more damage. Enemies have the same thing. You can't see enemy stats, but whenever they hit you, they have a range of damage that they can inflict. And whatever that damage is gets immediately subtracted by your armor class, which I don't think we have any if we look at our stats here. Yeah, we have no armor class. Technically speaking, we actually have 4 armor class because we have a defense of 4. But I'll go over the stats later when it's a bit more relevant. I think we can actually level up in here. Okay, that slime dropped a coin. Money is very important in Delver because, as I mentioned, this is a roguelite. There is permadeath, as is befitting a game of this genre. But unlike a traditional roguelike, you actually do get to keep some of your stuff when you leave. Namely, any gold you pick up in your dungeon trip, you will keep between runs. So it's always important to pick up every little bit of gold you can find. Okay, so that's a bottomless pit. Guess what happens if you fall in there? This is the game introducing us to traps. These are 2 of the more common types. We have a spike trap on the wall there, and this here is a pressure plate. This is why I have these bones. Okay, so I think this pressure plate triggers the spikes. You can see that's a worn skull. Now it's a broken skull. Oh. Did the skull get put on it? If we put the skull in front of the spikes, this is also teaching us that items on the ground can be damaged within the environment. So if we step on this switch again, it got destroyed. So this is also a way to teach you how to bypass these pressure plate traps. If there is an item on the pressure plate, the item will weigh down the plate, and the trap will no longer trigger when you step on it. And that's why it's important to have things like junk items. Now, I want to put that bread on my 4. Okay, so here's something. We got ourselves a wand. This is our first ranged attack. I'll go into wands in more detail when we get into the dungeon proper. But there are 2 different types of ranged attack. There are bows and wands. Wands do elemental and magical damage. Now here we have like proper destructible objects. We can break pots Zelda style. Breaking pots like that can occasionally yield goodies. Sometimes enemies will pop out. So you want to be careful with that. Okay, so we have a stuck door here. Sometimes when you encounter one of these random doors in the dungeon, it'll say stuck and won't open. Your first instinct would probably be, well, if the door's stuck, I'll just break it down. You don't have to do that, actually. If you keep trying to force the issue with the stuck door, eventually you'll force it open. So, especially since weapons are kind of at a premium, since they lose durability every time you use them, you're going to just be blunting your weapon by breaking a door down. So it's better just to continually try to force it. And that slime did something really stupid to demonstrate a different kind of pot. You may have noticed the pottery back here was a dark purple, and when they took damage, they exploded. So jumping is going to be really useful here. Lava is not instant death if you touch it, but it will set you on fire, and it will damage anything you are currently wearing. So we want to dash through here really quick, and there's a pool of water on the other side, teaching you that, yes, water does in fact put out fire. You see it says burning. Ooh, okay, we're fine. We took a little bit of damage from touching the lava, but otherwise we're okay. Got another secret down here. I don't need any bones. I'm keeping the skull in my hotbar, not only for trap triggers, but we don't have a bow. So if I need to, I can equip the skull and I can throw it. It's not a good ranged weapon, but it's better than not having one. So, here. Now we're on the other side of this. And this right here is to teach you that traps are indiscriminate. They will hurt enemies just as much as they hurt you. So use the environment to your advantage. And this is the final little tutorial bit. This game does have like interactable wall buttons and secret buttons too. Was that a... That looks like a crusher trap. Well, that definitely looks like what we're looking for. It's definitely glowy and ancient looking. I want to get my staff out for this. By the way, something to note, as you noticed, I dropped a very long way down here and did not take any damage. Even though we are navigating a fully 3D environment, fall damage is not a thing. So it doesn't matter how far we fall, as long as we eventually land on a solid surface, we will survive the drop. So, this is what we came for. Let's grab it here, but before we do that, I do want to address the bread. Bread, it says edible. Edible items are consumables. Most of them are healing. Some of them have other effects, but we'll get over that. We'll go over that when we eventually go into the dungeon itself. But this tutorial is designed to kill you. Because basically once we take this, we will die, and there is no way out of here. And the only way forward is dying. So ideally you want to get inside this little corner here to try and take as many of these dudes out with you. Oh, got a dude behind me. Ah, yeah. I tried to heal, but they just pinned me. There was nothing I could do. Death was not the end, it was a beginning. Now we're in this sort of like weird void. Upside down architecture, or I guess you could call it that. Like a hill and upside down trees. We got this weird orb. And just like that, we are alive again. And we are on what is technically the first floor of the dungeon. This is the surface. This is where you will begin all of your runs. So now we're going to be getting into the actual game mechanics and how they work. You will begin each run with a iron dagger. It will sometimes be worn, sometimes not. A random potion. You have no idea what this does. You will have a random wand and a random piece of food. You will also start with leather armor, which gives you 3 AC, and 1 leather pants, which don't have any AC. The worn leather pants are basically there to trigger traps for you, and that is the only reason they exist. Now, here's the thing. That dark potion has all those question marks. We don't know what that does. We won't find out what that does until we drink it. However, it may be something really beneficial that could save our tails down the line, or it could be something really nasty that could kill us right here. So I'm not going to mess with that until I have either a duplicate or some means of identifying. So what I like to do here in the surface, the inscription is too worn to make out. I mean, we died in this dungeon, so, or at least on the way. Who was this? Probably us. But I'm sure we're not the first adventurer to come trotting in here. Got a note. Tattered note. It's right where they said it was. These look like old mage empire ruins. Seems likely from what's left anyway. Rumor says that in their constant striving for more power, They made their own undoing here. I say more for us. Signed N. Okay, I don't know who N is, but at least somebody who came through here previously. You may notice you have this nice little tranquil waterfall over here by this pond. Delver does subscribe to the angel trope of the hidden secret behind the waterfall. So what I want to do is I want to break this barrel. This barrel could potentially have something nice in it, or it could have an enemy. So, okay, we had a barrel spider. Get used to seeing those. Those are a semi-common occurrence. They could also occasionally come out of pots. I want to grab that bowl because, like with that skull earlier, I can use it as a projectile. I can throw it. Discarded note. Let's see. This place is perfect, even more artifacts than I hoped. Getting access to them is going to be difficult, though. Maybe we can let these dumb adventurers go collect them for us and scoop them up off their valiant corpses. I do want to grab these. I can use these for trap triggers. I'll put the potion up there for now. All these trap triggers can stay down here. I think filling out the bottom line with trap triggers should be fine for now. I'll take a candle to do the same thing. Now you notice when I drag some of those items around, my offhand part over here shines. You can equip items in your offhand, but depending on what they are, they may not do anything. Alright, so let's see. Box. Ooh, okay. So we actually got a pretty decent weapon here. The only downside is that it's cursed. You can see this is a 10 to 12 damage iron spiked mace, but it's cursed with really slow attack speed. So when I say cursed, those of you who have played roguelikes before are probably going like, don't you dare equip it, you're going to be stupid if you equip it. You can equip cursed equipment in this game just fine and take it off with no issue. An item being cursed just means that it gives you a debuff of some kind. In this instance, it just swings really slow. So yeah, we probably don't want to be using this as a weapon, but it will fill in the last spot in our trap trigger line. Journal page. The others went inside against my arguments to proceed more cautiously. I fear for the worst. The only thing to do now is to wait for their return. No word yet from the rest, but I've been trying to continue my studies in their absence. So far, nothing seems fixed here. No observations have remained stable. Indeed, it's going to be different every time we go in. Pretty much the only thing that's static is the surface. And even then, that's not guaranteed. Like that bomb, for example. That bush isn't always going to have a bomb. But like that waterfall cave's always going to be there. These guys are always going to be here. All these containers are always going to be here. A regular iron mace that we don't know what does, that could be cursed. We don't know. However, because we don't know, I'm willing to take the risk in using it. So I'll keep the iron dagger for now, because the iron dagger is a bit faster. Notes on battle. Let's take a look at this. Notes on battle, 3rd edition. A focused attack will always hit. Even in battle, a little planning will go a long way. I think this may have been, like in earlier versions, they may have used a behind-the-scenes dice roll mechanic whenever you attack to determine whether you hit or not. And this is supposed to be, like, if you want to guaranteed bypass that, use a charged attack. But modern versions, including the one I am currently playing, plays more like an action RPG. You actually have to make sure your hits land by your own power. There's nothing behind the scenes that's just going to arbitrarily stop you from hitting something, even though your dagger is currently sticking out of their chest. Focus on attack by holding down the attack button until fully charged, then release. I covered that already. Take stock of your belongings before charging ahead. Put things on a belt for easy access in battle, that being our hotbar up top. Drag items to your belt at the top of the screen, yep. Always have an exit and know where you are. Keep a map to avoid getting lost. You may notice up there in the top right, we do have a mini-map that kind of tells us where we are. Use your map and mini-map to view where you've been and where to go next. If we press M, we will open up a complete map of the area. This is the camp. This is technically the floor 0 of the run. Now, I do want to take this candle, because it's an offhand item. Now, it doesn't do much but provide a little bit of light, but a little bit of light's helpful. Nothing in that crate. We'll worry about these NPCs in a minute. A bomb. Bombs are always useful. Bombs can actually be used as one-shot ranged weapons because they will blow up after you light them. There's another bowl if you didn't find the one in the waterfall. Right, so let's talk to these guys. Talk with the loot player. He doesn't say anything. And he will never talk to you, no matter how many times you talk to him. You. Hello, traveler. I didn't see you arrive. This place has always been a beacon for those properly attuned. Do you feel it too? For the more magically inclined, such as myself, this is as great a place to enchant scrolls. This is a great place to enchant scrolls and artifacts. I have some scrolls prepared that I could part with for the right price. Otherwise, please let me return to my meditations. So, this is one of the... Let me think. I think there are a grand total of 5 shopkeepers in the game that you can spend your gold at. This guy is one of the 5. There are 2 here in the camp. There are 2 slightly further down, and the last one is basically like right at the end of the game. But this guy specifically will sell you scrolls. Scrolls are a kind of consumable item that have a magic effect when you read them. Some of the ones we have here, we have Scroll of Identify. What that does is that identifies every item in your inventory. Any item that has question marks in the description will have those removed and tell you what they do. I mostly use these for identifying potions. Scrolls of Haste will drastically increase your movement speed. Scroll of Discern Reality is known in other roguelike dungeon crawling games as magic mapping. If you use Discern Reality, your map screen will completely fill in, so you can see the entire map, even areas you can't access. Scrolls of Freezing release an ice blast around you that does a slight amount of damage and slows enemies down. And we have this guy. Hey, adventurer, are you planning on going into those ruins? It's dangerous. If I were you, I'd want to be stocked up on supplies before going into that place. Thankfully, your pal Joff here sells everything you could possibly need. And this guy is Joff. He sells weapons, armor, that kind of thing. He sells basically anything that isn't a scroll. Now, both of these merchants, their stock is randomized, except for Joff. Most of his stock is randomized, like these arrows, sword, all this equipment, random. But he will always have this strange elixir, which unfortunately they misspelled elixir. That's just going to have to be a small pestery thing for 250 coins. If you purchase that, you get a level up for free. But not the best use of your gold, if you ask me. What about you, old-timer? What do we have here? Another treasure hunter? You won't listen to me. They never do. But the best thing for you is to leave. Not many who go in ever leave that place, even less with their wits. I think we can keep talking to him. I'm a scholar. I was sent here by the guild to study this place, but I just have more questions so far. What happened to the people that lived here? Why are people drawn here? Why are my dreams so strange here? I've barely been able to sleep at all. Are you going in there? I'm not going to stop you, but I warned you. You look familiar. I don't think I should. Have you been this way before? Possibly. Okay, he didn't have anything else to say. Does Joff have anything new to say? Fortune favors the prepared, supplies are limited. Okay, do you say anything new? Nope. What about you? Okay. So, the last thing I want to note is this dog right here. You can pet the dog. He wags his tail, raises his head. I actually recently found out that this dog has a name. This dog is named Samson. He is put in as a tribute to one of the developer's own pets, who sadly passed away in the midst of the development of the game. So, whenever you're in camp, just give Samson a pet. Okay, so here we are. We're about to enter the dungeon proper. So we have gone down to the first floor of the dungeon. We cannot leave. Cannot leave without the orb. The door is stuck. Until we complete the objective we set out to do by coming down here, we can't leave. The only way forward is forward. Okay, we got some bread. Now, this is definitely one of those games that doesn't have any sort of, like... What's the best way I can describe it? There isn't really, like, much of a database on this game. You can't just, like, look up a wiki and figure out everything, because it's just not that well documented. Like, I've actually discovered things that the devs themselves have forgotten about, or didn't realize worked the way they did. So, I have been keeping notes. I actually have a thing open here, so I can tell you consumable items. Between the two we have a loaf of bread and some cheese. Cheese is the better of the two, so I want to slot the bread up there. And we actually have another mace, 6 to 8. So what I'm going to do, this might seem a bit paradoxical. I want to keep the... Let's see. I think those will do for now. I want to keep the iron dagger on my hotbar, and I want to keep that dagger there specifically for breaking environmental objects. I want to use it to break pots, boxes, that kind of stuff. And not waste my actual good weapons on, junk. Alright, so we have this slime. Okay, we have another few enemies around here. Looks like they're stuck over there. Okay, that guy's gonna try and break down... Yeah, he broke down the barricade. We got some bandits here. Okay, he died in one shot, so that's pretty good. So, the way experience and leveling works in Delver is actually very nice. Anytime an enemy dies, regardless of how they died, you don't have to kill them. If they die by any means, you get the experience. Get enough experience, you gain a level. There are 6 attributes in the game, and every time you gain a level, you are given a choice of 3 of the 6 to increase 1 of them. Of the stats we have here, we have health. Health increases your max HP by a fairly substantial amount. It goes up the more points you put in. Health, I would argue, is probably one of the most important stats in the game, very obviously, because the more health you have, the harder you are to kill. And with this being a permadeath style game, having more health just means you last longer. So I will always choose health within reason if it shows up. Next over here we have attack, which I argue is the second most important stat in the game, because most of the weapons you have access to scale their damage off of this. This increases your damage with melee and ranged attacks by 1 per point that's already there. So like that dagger we started with that did like 1 to 2, I think technically speaking, because we start with 4 attack, that damage more accurately would be 5 to 6, I believe. But, yeah, I will take attack almost every time if health is not available. Magic I don't particularly like using, because what magic will do is magic is like the attack stat for wands specifically. It increases their damage, and it also increases the number of charges they carry. You may notice that ice wand I have up there has a 10 next to it. That is the number of charges in the wand. Given that wands are finite use, and if you get particularly unlucky, you may not find that many wands, magic is a bit too up to RNG for my liking to invest points in. Now, there are sometimes you can find enchanted equipment that will give you bonuses to your various stats. If I get magic bonuses that way, sure, I'll take it, but I'm not going to waste my level up points on it. So here, I want to go with health. So that just increased our HP by 50%. Very nice. So as far as enemies we've encountered so far, we have encountered spiders, small spiders specifically. We've also encountered slimes. There's a bandit here. There are multiple different kinds of bandit. There's 2 that wield knives. And all enemies have an audio cue. Oh, hang on. We got a bot. Be gone with you. No advertising on my streams. All the enemies we'll find here are pretty basic. No ranged units left, or no ranged units around here yet. Slimes are pretty basic enemies. They're not really that dangerous. I don't think I've even been hit by one in memory. The bandit with the sword, the one we just killed, he can hit pretty hard if you're not careful, so definitely may want to kill him if you can. This guy in particular is probably one of the more dangerous of the melee units. He hits really hard. This girl, ow, yeah, she's a jumper. Her jump attack does a lot of damage. There's also like a New Game Plus mechanic in this game, which is basically just a straight number pump for enemies. They do more damage the higher New Game Plus you go. That jumping girl right there, I think she's called a Druidess. Eventually, once you get like New Game Plus 5 or 6, that jump attack can one-shot you. So, yeah, they can be pretty scary. Okay, we got a purple potion here. I want to hang on to that. That squeaking noise was a bat. Oh, there you are. I like saving my ranged attacks for flying enemies if I can. So, I want to charge up my ice wand, give you a good old blast. There we go. Bats can also one-shot you when you're multiple New Game Plus cycles in. They like to charge in, bite you, and then back off. They're pests early on, legit dangerous later on. Ooh, ale. Okay, so ale is the best consumable, like, food item in the game. Ale recovers 24 hit points over time, but also gets you drunk. So, technically there's supposed to be a downside with that, but in my personal experience, the drunken effect has never really bothered me, so... I will usually keep ale as sort of like a, yes, please, let me have that sort of thing. Let's see, so... arrows, got a potion, got some bombs. I like keeping my bag organized. So, let's see. There's another one around here. He just shouted, hey. Like, various people calling out are usually the bandits around here. I don't know where he is. I'm hearing him shouting, but I can't see him. The fact that he's shouting implies that he at least knows I'm here, which means he can probably see me, but I don't know. Okay, so right here, our dagger just broke. Oh, there you are. Bonk. Okay, he didn't drop anything. But you may notice our dagger just broke. You can still attack with broken weapons. Your damage and your range will suffer, but you can still attack with them. Okay, so 2 things of ale, very nice. I will usually pick up, keep this broken dagger on hand, like I mentioned, specifically for smashing stuff. So let's see. The most likely way to go to avoid just going on like a long winding path, let's go west first. I usually tend to go... If a path kind of goes towards the edge of the map, I tend to go that way first, because those are most likely to be dead ends. Okay, we got a bunch of enemies in here. So, let's see. Another bandit. Okay, there's water down there. Ooh, that's enchanted armor. Or magical armor. Let's see what's this. Scroll of haste. Now, unfortunately, even though there's a huge group of them, because they're in the water, I can't throw a bomb down there. If a bomb gets wet, their fuse gets soaked, and they become useless. Okay, so we have a pressure plate here. Unlike the one in the tutorial, this does not control spikes. These pressure plates can be one of 3 traps. They could be a fiery explosion, which just does a lot of damage and will probably one-shot us at this point. A poison trap, which poisons you. Or a teleportation trap, which will warp you to a random point in the dungeon. You won't know until you trigger it. So, let's see. I'll drop this cursed mace on you. That's a fire trap. Okay, so I want to drop a candle on this. Ooh, okay. I'm no longer burning. I was a bit too close to that when the blast went off, so I did take a little bit of damage, but I should be okay. All y'all are down there. Yeah. I am probably gonna have to use... my wand to kill some of these. Okay, y'all heard like a sort of clinking noise when she died. She dropped some money. Let me see about... I thought there was another druidess down there, because there's at least 3 people. Thankfully, enemies can't climb ladders, but still, the concern is there. Okay, 2 coins.
Quit hiding.
Where's your 3rd player? Yeah, and that's something you see here because of the randomized damage. We didn't quite kill this guy in one shot, and his HP's low enough to where he's running away from me. Don't get too close. Enemies that are running away from you will still try and kill you. Agility. So agility, what that does is that increases your charge speed for charged attacks. It also increases how fast you move while you're using them. I generally don't have a problem with how fast you move when you're doing a charge attack. The big reason I don't really care that much is because there's another stat that just improves your movement speed in general. And your movement speed while charging an attack is a percentage of your base movement speed. So you can kind of already get half of this thing's benefit by improving a much more useful stat. So I don't like increasing agility more or less at all. Like with magic, if I get it from a piece of equipment, yeah, sure, fine, I won't complain. But I consider agility and magic to be dump stats. Thankfully, we have attack here, so more melee damage and range damage for us. And speaking of getting bonuses from equipment, we found excellent leather armor of intellect, 5 AC, magic +1. So, this is a ice wand, 4 to 8 ice damage with 8 charges. Now it's 4 to 9 with 9 charges. Something you may have also noticed, that trap did some damage to me before I jumped in the water. Delver practices what is known as level up fill-ups, where whenever you gain a level, you completely get your HP restored. Oh, that's a bomb that was about to explode. You noticed it was glowing. That is also an arrow bomb. Oh, ooh, okay, I did something dumb there and stabbed a bomb. Eat that bread there. Bread, I believe, restores 6 HP, so if that doesn't quite heal me all the way, it should get me close. But yeah, you want to be careful when you're messing around with stuff like that. Ooh. That could have very easily gotten me killed. I want to save that arrow bomb for later. The regular bombs, however, will be useful. I've got so many of these things, I can probably just slot them here, honestly. Use them for combat. I don't need to use one against you. That's right, run away. Ooh, a red potion. I will take that. Much like with the other 2 potions, I don't know what this does, so I don't want to drink it right away. Scrolls of Haste really aren't that useful. I mean, I'll keep it, but, you know, it's not like... I'm not too enthused about, like, actually using one. Okay, let's drop this right here and run away. That blew up. Did we... Oh! Oh! I am nearly dead, because I got another bomb blown up in my face. Cheese, I believe, restores 9 hit points? No, cheese restores 8, so that should get me at least back up to 10. Jeez, this is bad. So something you may have noticed is the lower my HP gets, the quieter the music gets. So the volume of the ambient music is a pretty good way to determine how healthy you are, even if you're not doing too good. So, oof. We also have a trap here. That's a teleport trap. Okay, so I want to lay this here. Ouch. Okay, there's some money there. Looks like we blew open the door. Okay, there's the bandit. Get some arrows. I'm surprised we haven't encountered any of the other humanoids yet. I usually do, because one in particular is actually usually pretty common. I'm surprised we haven't found one yet. And we got another druidess over here. Die. And, ooh, that's a bow. 1 to 3, so yeah. I'll equip that. I won't use it, more or less, because I tend to save bows for really dangerous enemies, like we're talking final boss. But having one just on hand is useful. Okay, we found a random note. What's this? Jaren's team found the entrance to what appears to be the mines under the basements. These will probably be worth exploring later. For now, let's focus on the areas that were inhabited. There's enough there to keep us busy for weeks. Damn it, Jaren! I thought you were busy hunting ghosts, not dungeon crawling. I swear, you can't let that Flareon do anything. Alright, let's see. Oh. Okay, so that bomb is primed. If you see a primed bomb, pick it up, you'll defuse it. I believe the fuse timer is based, if it's primed like that, it'll keep the timer it had when you picked it up. So, chuck that, get out of here. Okay, here's a new enemy, a blob. I don't know if that's actually what they're called. That's just what I call them. Blobs are uniquely an ambush enemy, like the small spiders. You'll sometimes find them inside objects. Sometimes when you kill a blob, it will split, and you just have to keep killing them until they stop. Okay, that's a poison trap, so we're good. Now, you may have noticed that I am throwing items by dragging them out of my inventory. The game actually does take your position in the world into account when you drag and drop an item out of your bag. So, like right here, for example, if I want to drop an item to the floor, I can do that. It's just a gentle drop. But if I move it slightly higher up, he throws it. So, it takes a little practice to get used to, but it's actually pretty nice. I'll take that as a spare melee weapon. Fine iron mace. You know what? I'll swap that. Not a bad find at all. Okay, and this loops us back to the north room, or the north exit of this room, so... And south where we came from, so the only way else we can go is east. So let's go east and see what we can find. Okay, we have a mage. I want to use a wand against him. Ow. So you may have noticed by now, let's see, 3 AC, I don't need it. You may have noticed by now that my ice wand is acting like a shotgun in regards to its projectile count. Ice wands are shotguns. They do damage per projectile. Let's see, 5 to 8, 4 to 9, that's roughly the same. I'll put that right there, because I will more than likely run out of charges eventually. So, oh. Ooh, okay. So, the wands in the game act like different types of firearms. Like I mentioned, the ice wand's like a shotgun. More projectiles you hit people with, the more damage they take, supposedly. Ooh, an identify scroll. I will actually swap that for the haste scroll, because haste isn't that good. Okay, we got a wizard here. I can't confirm it, but I do suspect that when you hit enemies, if you don't kill them, they get iframes. Okay, so unwieldy worn leather armor, that is cursed. So we definitely don't want that, because speed -4 is not a good thing. Looks like there might be a secret here, because the way the waterfalls are laid out. Check for ladders, I guess. This room is unfamiliar. I can't say I've ever seen this room layout before, but I'm not seeing anything. Or at least nothing special, so... There may not be any secrets here. I'm gonna toss a bomb at this. Okay. No treasure. Don't care about a scroll of haste. South would probably be our best bet, so let's go that way. But yeah, the wizards will fire a green missile at you. It does a little bit of damage. It hurts. Magic in general hurts. I don't think magic cares about AC, so I'm gonna be careful with that. Speaking of missiles, a worn missile wand. The missile wands count, or they act like, I guess you could say they act like submachine guns. You can fire them semi-auto, but instead of charging when you hold down the attack button, they fire full auto. Which, going back to what I was saying earlier about enemies potentially getting iframes, can be a bit problematic. Generally speaking, I do prefer missile wands. Ooh, 8 to 10. I do prefer missile wands over... you know what? I'll keep that. I generally prefer missile wands over ice wands because I feel they're more consistent. Okay, fire wands. These are the ones you want to be careful with because fire wands act like grenade launchers. You can and will blow yourself up with them, and it's not a fun time when you do. I've learned that lesson many, many times. Okay, so here's the exit that goes to the floor down. I don't want to do that yet. You know what? My bag's full. I can afford to drop one thing at least. I'll leave an ale here. I like leaving items, usually high healing consumables, I will leave by the exit. The reason for that, if we survive the run long enough, will become apparent when we eventually get to that point. But for now, just trust me, it's a good idea to... Stupid. But, just trust me, it's a good idea to leave some supplies next to the exit of each floor. Oh, and hey, would you look at that? We got our ale back. Okay, so here we have the next stat on the list. We have defense. Defense basically passively increases your AC without actually increasing your AC. So doing that would give us +1 AC and reduce all damage, but I prefer attack. I want to get attack to at least 10. So let's see, I'll grab that ale, replaces the one I used, or the one I dropped over there. As much as I'd like to make the joke about throwing the book at people, I don't think picking up a book is going to be in my best interest at the moment. What I'd really like is a shield. That'd be nice. Alright, so I'll drop this ale here. Okay, there we go. Obey the laws of physics. Stay flat on the ground. Now, you may have actually noticed when I got that level up, I didn't get any HP. Level 4, I think. Yeah, level 4 is a bit weird, where unless you get a health stat increase, like you pick health if you're given the option. That's cursed, I don't want it. You don't get HP at level 4 for whatever reason. Can't say I'm too fond of that, but what can you do? Okay. Let's go through here then. What's in here? I also do apologize if I'm talking a lot. There's just a lot to explain since, you know, new game. Okay, I see you, bat. Oh, that slime died somehow, and you managed to dodge all of those blasts. Ooh, okay, we have a dagger here. 4 to 5, that's... You know what? I'll take that. Swap that out, because that'll break things faster. Okay, we got another cursed... Wait a minute, that's the one I teleport... Okay, I think I see what happened here. When an item gets flung, it does do damage. I wonder if that also applies when they get teleported? So I'm guessing what happened here is when I put that iron mace on that teleport trap, it teleported it over here, and it basically telebonked that slime. Oh, that's funny. So we actually have 2 more potions here that we don't know what do. Take that, and I need to drop something. I'll drop the bones. So, if I can find... Let's see. I am missing 2 potions, I think? Because there's red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and black. Called red, bright, gold, green, blue, purple, and dark. So I am missing the bright and blue potions. If I can get one of each of those, I can use an identify scroll and immediately figure out what they all do. But if I find any duplicates, I might as well drink one. So let's see. But in the meantime, we're just going to have to deal with not knowing. Yeah, this looks like a graveyard of sorts. I wonder if these are like the graves of previous adventurers that have fallen here. Ooh, 6 to 7, even better. Yeah, again, I do apologize if I'm talking a lot. There's just a lot to discuss. Alright, so... I'm going to throw a bomb in there just to get rid of that purple pod. So... Okay. That didn't damage the ale. Good. Now, what are you? Poison! That's what you are. Might as well just keep that there. We're finding a lot of booze, I'm noticing. Which, granted, this is, you know, just regular new game. Oh! Somebody got killed by this trap and dropped their beer mug on it. Nice. Okay, so sometimes when you're wandering around... Let's see, 1 to 3... That's exactly what I've got. I don't need another one. Sometimes when you're wandering around, you will sometimes find either piles of gold, a gem, or a gold candlestick. If an item says it's worth money, pick it up. You will see here my gold total, 123. I pick that up. It's now 128. So the game will automatically convert valuable items into gold coins for you. So you don't have to worry about like picking that up, hanging on to it, selling it to a merchant, and then getting your gold that way. Nah, the game just gives you the money. It's fine. All right, so always worth finding treasure. Treasure is a good thing. We like treasure here. What I usually do in dungeon crawling games applies here to Delver. I will attempt to try and map out the floor 100% every time if I'm able. Okay, now these are not ale. These are just empty bottles. These are likely going to get bombed. Let's see what we got here. So I got a replacement bomb, those 2 bottles. Ooh, another grenade launcher. Don't mind if I do. 12 to 23. Oh, 12 to 33. That's a really powerful wand. Yeah, that will probably one-shot me at this point. So definitely don't want to be doing something silly like shooting that at your face. Okay, so now we have an outdoor area. Yeah, fortunately, enemies can't climb ladders, so these guys can't reach us. At least not by taking the direct route, anyway. Ooh, we got a sword. Okay, so this sword is green. You may have noticed there are different kinds of item descriptions. There are white, blue, and green. A white item, like our dagger, is just a normal item. It just has damage, and that's it. A blue item, like our armor, has 1 enchantment. Blue armor, blue equipment's usually pretty likely to be identified, but sometimes it's not. Green items have multiple enchantments on them. Unfortunately, due to inventory constraints and the fact that it's worse than everything else I've got, I'm probably just going to leave that there. So, yeah, I'm not going to worry too much about that enchanted sword, though a green weapon this early is really nice. Present for you! Truth be told, I didn't expect that to work. I'm glad it did. Bonk! Oops. Yeah, the hit detection can be a little bit finicky. I was clearly aiming at that bush, but the game was like, oh, you want to hit the wall, do you? No. No, I don't. I don't want to blunt my perfectly nice dagger. Ooh. Nice little, like, bit of moonlight coming in. Okay, cursed leather pants. I definitely don't want those. Let's say here, a slime. Hi, slime. Die. Ooh. Okay, that is also cursed. That effectively does 1 damage. So, yeah, we definitely don't want that. More booze. What is with all the booze in here? Like, almost all of the food we have found. We started with, I think, a piece of cheese. We found a loaf of bread, and everything else has been booze. I don't have the room for a Discern Reality Scroll, and I don't really care for Discern Reality Scrolls anyway. Because if I know everything on the map, I can't tell where I have and haven't been. So... Thankfully, enemy mages, befitting their character archetype, are really weak. Ooh, an excellent steel dagger, 8 to 10. That's actually... That's better than that. I'll swap that out. That's good. Like, that steel dagger is actually a legitimate good weapon. Okay, bomb. here's something. We have a fine steel hammer. Hammers are the only two-handed weapons, or I should probably say two-handed melee weapons. Bows are two-handed, obviously. But I don't like hammers because two-handed melee weapons are really, really slow. Let's do that, and I can clear the rest of this by throwing a bomb in here. So I've been getting really fortunate with these bombs actually doing what they're supposed to do. There is a chance that when you drop a bomb, it will be a dud and not explode. Dud bombs you will note by them lacking a fuse. So here is the fourth kind of wand. There are 5 in the game that I know of. Storm Wand. Storm Wands are really good. They're really powerful, and their firearm equivalent is a sniper rifle. At least in terms of, like, raw damage output. So, yeah. We want to hang on to that. I'm actually going to use this arrow bomb here, because this is a really good place to use it. So what arrow bombs do is they explode and fire arrows everywhere. Most arrows will usually get stuck in the scenery. You can pick them up and add them to your quiver. Sometimes, however, like these, they break. Not too big a deal if they do, it happens. Although, I think that bomb may have destroyed the bones I laid down? Or what did I drop? No, I dropped that mace. That's what I dropped. Okay. 4 to 25. I kind of prefer the Storm Wands over the... I consider Storm Wands to be the best damaging wands in the game. Mainly just because they're more consistent and you can't blow yourself up with a Storm Wand like you can with a Fire Wand there. Thanks, Skull. Ow. Okay, I got shot, but that's okay. Ah, there you are! This is a druid. This is supposed to be one of the more common enemies, but we haven't seen him until now. He is a lot less dangerous than his female counterpart. Ooh, a King's Iron Dagger. King's is probably one of the best prefixes you can get on a melee weapon, because King's is attack plus 9. That dagger does effectively 11 to 12 damage. That is really good. So good, in fact, I'm going to put that in here and use this, because dang, that's a good weapon. Incidentally, when you're trying to destroy these exploding pots and you throw stuff at them, do be aware that anything you throw will get kind of like flung around in the explosion, and if they get flung into you, you will get hurt. Another green potion. Okay, so we actually already have a green potion, so I'm going to drink it and see what it does. You feel better. Okay, feel better, I believe, means that's a healing potion. Like, that is distinctly healing, is what that is. So, I'm going to write that down in my notes real quick. Green is healing, so that's one we want to hang on to. And because of that, I actually want to put that where the booze is. Because potions of healing, unfortunately, heal a random amount of HP. They heal you between 4 and 6 hit points. It's not consistent. So, if I'm down about 6, I'll probably drink that to get, you know, best of both worlds, or at least get like a mean average out of it. So, let's see. Yeah, you see like the skull and stuff's being thrown back at me. Ow. So, I actually did take a hit from that skull hitting me. But between the fact that it was broken and I have, between the fact that it was a broken skull and I have armor, it didn't get through my AC, so I didn't actually take any damage from it. Okay, we got another trap and a bunch of these explodey things. There goes our bones. Do we have anything else we can throw? We can throw these, I suppose. I missed. I'm a little bit short. Alright, what's this trap? Teleport. Okay. Put that right there. Just disable that. Oh. Did it just teleport it out here? Oh. Might as well keep it. Okay, so that's the entirety of the first floor explored. So let's head down to the next level. Actually, I've been thinking about it. Regarding that Scroll of Identify, if I can get at least one more potion, either the bright or the blue, if I can get one of those, I can use the Identify Scroll to identify... Oh, that's not good. I can use the Identify Scroll to identify all the potions in my possession, and use Process of Elimination to figure out what the last one is. Because there are only 7 potion effects in the game, and only 7 types of potion. So, and in a given run, once you figure out what they do, they stay that way for the rest of the run. So all green potions we find will be healing potions. And as you probably noticed, that wizard respawned. Enemies will just kind of periodically respawn as you walk around. Okay, so I want to leave these ales here. But yeah, if I can find either a blue or bright potion, I can use a... I think that's right. Hang on, let me check my notes. Am I thinking that right? Let's see. I think so? Hold on. Red, bright, gold, green, blue, purple, black. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 5 of them, so yeah, if I can find one more of one of the 2 that I'm missing, I can figure out what all the potions do. So that'll be helpful. But for now, Dungeon 2. Now, dungeon in this instance does not mean the dungeon we are in. It means that's the sort of like zone of the dungeon we're in, if that makes sense. We are in the dungeon zone. Each zone has 2 floors. Take that gold. More trap triggers, I'll gladly take those. So once we get through this floor, we will be out of the dungeon zone and we'll be moving on towards the next one. Ooh, a note. I thought I heard somebody open a door. What's this note? We found some evidence of the first exposition. They definitely made it here. We found scraps of their notes scattered about and some of their supplies, but no bodies so far. It's like they just vanished.
Quit hiding.
Ooh, a steak. Steak is really good. Steak is probably the best food item that doesn't come with a downside. It heals 12 hit points, whereas an ale recovers 24, but makes you drunk. Or is it 23? It might be 23. Let me check my notes. My notes... ale is 23, not 24. I was slightly wrong there. I do apologize. Okay. A hunter's bow. Hunter's bows are really nice. I'll definitely swap that out for sure. Arrow bomb? It's gonna blow. Ah, see, that's what I was talking about earlier. That arrow bomb is a dud. It may or may not go off on its own. If we pick it up and throw it, it might explode in our hands if we're not careful, so we do want to get rid of it because any damage it sustains will cause it to explode. Had it been clipped by one of those arrows that its contemporary fired, it definitely would have blown up. So let's swap that. Okay. Got that out of the way. Let's get our arrows. Now, when you're using a bow, when you fire an arrow, whenever an arrow hits the environment, it has a random chance of just clattering to the ground or breaking. If it clatters to the ground, you can pick it back up. But I, generally speaking, don't like using bows unless I'm fighting a boss. So you won't see me using bows too much. What did you drop? Ooh, a King's Fine Composite Bow. That's effectively 15 to 19 damage. Ooh, that's a good bow. I'm probably not going to be replacing that for a while, that's for sure. Ooh, and here's the final wand. This is a paralyzed wand. This is effectively a long-range taser. You hit somebody with it, and it paralyzes them. Oh, ruby. Very nice find. And a spider! Friggin' spider die. Okay, so I do want that paralyzed wand. That paralyzed wand's actually really good. So I will take that. We can use that to our advantage. I will leave behind the skull. The firebomb. The firebomb's actually a really good weapon. Unlike the regular bomb, though, it's not good for destroying objects. Because after the initial explosion, it leaves an area of fire on the ground. And when that happens, any items caught in the fire will burn. So I don't like using firebombs for destroying stuff. I do like using it for fighting enemies, though. So I will keep that on me, just in case. Okay, that loops us back around here. A regular bomb. Looks like we're going down here. Observe. And we'll just let them burn to death. Well, we got somebody. And that fire takes a bit to die down, so eventually it'll go away. Oh, nice job shooting your friend in the back there, wizard. Okay, so speed is another one that I think's a really good one. I want to get speed up to 10 if I can. But health and attack have priority, so HP. Get paralyzed. No! Oh, no! Okay, so that potion exploded. I don't know what it did, but that was one of the potions we needed. That was a bright potion. Something you want to be careful about with potions is, as you saw there, if a potion that's on the ground takes damage, it explodes. And you can actually tell what the effect is that way. Unfortunately, that was one of the ones that was like, if it's not a very specific potion type, it uses that generic blue explosion. So that could have been one of the healing ones. That could have been one of the buffs. No way to tell unless we actually drank it. Well, somebody got spiked to death. A scroll of freezing would be nice if I had more inventory, but I don't, so I don't care. What? Are you stuck? Weird. Nice, an emerald. I'm actually surprised that I'm finding this many gems early on. Usually you don't find a whole lot of gems until your multiple New Game Pluses in. But, I guess I'm just getting lucky. I do note, however, we have not encountered any secret rooms yet. We just haven't found any. Nothing. Ooh, okay. So a protected fine iron sword. This is enchanted with +3 defense. So that would increase our AC by 3, but in terms of damage potential, it's worse. So, not gonna bother. That druidess has been really inaccurate with her jumps lately. Almost makes it hard to believe that's the exact same chick who keeps one-shotting me in, like, New Game Plus 12 or something. Okay.
You're dead.
Okay, we got a bunch of dudes here. All melee, thankfully. Fools. Let's see. What do we got in here, then?
Who was that?
Plenty of money. We're not doing too bad in the gold department, I gotta say. Perfect shot. Alright. Huck this over there. Arrow bomb. Ooh, nearly got shot. Nice. I'm thinking north would probably be our best bet.
Who was that?
Wait, that blew up my bomb! No! I didn't think that would reach through the wall like that. Okay, lesson learned. Don't leave a bomb nearby. Even if it's on the other side of a wall, don't leave a bomb nearby. Okay, just a blob. Little aperture there, we can see things through. Emerald, I'm not falling for that trick. A bomb. Okay, you know what? Fine. Skull. And a firebomb. Okay. There is that lower area that might have some stuff. Oh, there's a dude down there. That's cute. Ooh, a steak. Very nice. Ooh, there's an upper area, too. That upper area might have something nice. Spike traps. I'm actually kind of surprised there are spike traps up here. At this early point in the game. This guy... Oh, he's not going to get spiked. Okay. Well, he did now. Come on. Let's see. Anything special down here? I got the ladder. Let's see what's up top. Okay, there's sometimes goodies up here, but this time I guess not. South would intersect with that room right there. Let's go north. North looks like it might lead towards the end of the map. Take a firebomb. Could come in handy. There's a bat in here. I'm going to bomb the place. That bat dropped cheese and booze. Okay. And an apple. You know what? Just eat that. Apples are really good patch heals. They only restore 4 hit points. So if you're down even a little bit of HP, just eat it. Get your health back. It's not a huge deal. Let's see. Cheese. God. I'm carrying so much booze right now. So much booze. I'm actually out of trap triggers. This is unfortunate. You can burn. Wait for the fire to go out. Oh, something else died. Nice.
What was that? What was that?
Let's go with attack. Now, I will want to eventually invest points in speed, because speed lets you move faster and lets you equip heavier gear. Okay. I do want to swap that, because there is a trap over here. Don't drop it at your feet. Throw it at the wall. Not quite. Come on. Drop it. There we go. That was poison. Okay. Wait. That didn't do it? Oh, you stupid mace! Oh. That makes me angry. So anyway, here's what happens when you get poisoned. Poison will just continually damage your health for a bit. You can cure it if you have a very rare potion. Generally not worth doing, because that potion also fully restores your health. So, let's see. I am down 7? Yeah, let's drink that potion. Okay, so that gave me 4. That was a pretty crap potion of healing, but it did open up an inventory spot, so I can't complain too much. However, I am... Oh, jeez, another one. I think that mace is what was up there. I don't know if there are any spare items around. Spider, get off. Alright, so 6. I believe cheese is 7. I think. Notes. Yeah, cheese is 8. Eating a cheese would be wasted right now. This candle's not really doing much of anything, so... Also a poison trap! Lovely! So let's put that there. Stop that from harming anybody. Okay, we don't have our offhand candle anymore, but it served its purpose. So let's see. What else we got? Multiple dudes and nothing to hit them with. Something that's actually kind of funny, because you'll notice the Paralyzed Wand only does 1 to 3. If you find a Paralyzed Wand early enough, you can actually one-shot dudes with it. So, yeah, it can be kind of funny sometimes. I'm going to tickle you with this vine on a stick. Oh no, you're dead! Okay, a gold potion. We actually have another one of these, so what does this do? Oh, it burns! The gold potion is poison! Okay. Gold is poison. Nice to know. Nice to know. Gold is poison. Unfortunately, the only thing we can really do is just wait for it to wear off. However, what this does mean, once the poison goes away, you may notice as well that my health's getting kind of low. Poison cannot kill you. The worst it can do is leave you with 1 HP. It's like Dark Cloud 2. Poison will not finish you off, it'll just do a lot of damage. How close am I to gaining a level? Not very, so yeah, probably want to eat something. I don't want to waste a good booze. Let's eat a cheese. So the nice thing is now that we know this is poison, we can drop it. And we don't need to pick up any of the other gold ones. Stat it, and that will explode. Bomb! Oh, geez. I should not have looked at that bomb. I should have kept my distance. If I get down to a little bit less health... You know what? I've got so much booze, just drink it. So you may notice there's a very, very slight sort of like wiggle effect in the camera. It might make some people motion sick, but it doesn't bother me. I've never had an issue with it. I think it's also technically supposed to throw off your aim or something, but again, never had a problem with it. So, you know, the booze doing that, you know, big whoop. See, I'm still perfectly capable of actually killing the guy, even though my screen's wobbling back and forth. Ooh, short swords are really good, but the fact that that one's cursed. You'll be good for a trap, I suppose, but... Let's see. Blob. Okay, so it looks like everything is just going to be intersecting at some point, so... Time for you to die, sir. Thank you.
You're dead.
No, I think you're dead. Getting a lot of really low damage rolls here. There we go, yep, you're dead. Are you worn by chance? Yes, you are. Your attack value is going down. That explains quite a bit. So... Bomb. Oh, I think there's somebody underneath me. I'm like, what's that noise?
Yeah.
Look, I was being attacked. Someone's trying to attack me. They're trying and failing. Where's that bat? Almost makes me wish I still had my candle. Where is it? There you are. Okay, well, I don't need you. Yay, opening more space! Looks like further south it is.
Hey, you.
Oh no, my dagger broke. Now, here's the sad thing. Even though the dagger still has, like, the magic blue glow, any enchantments that are on a broken item, or on an item that does break, will vanish when they break. So, yeah, this dagger's not really good for us as a weapon anymore. 4 to 6. That'll do as a replacement. Guess we're back to using a mace for now. I kind of want to save that steel dagger, because that steel dagger could get us out of a tight spot. So, let's see. Oh, that's a firebomb. But then again, that's also a blob, so sure, burn everything. Let's do that. Something to note, if an enemy is on fire, you don't want to make physical contact with it. Not even them just, like, attacking you. Don't bump into them if they're on fire, because then you'll catch on fire, and then that's you having a bad time. Alright, let's see. So I think we're about to encounter a new enemy here. I recognize this set piece. This is like a librarian's study or something that is strangely abandoned. Probably should have actually saved my bombs for this, now that I've actually seen this, but only so much I can do. Another dark potion. Okay, let's figure out what dark does. Iron Skin. Okay, Iron Skin's actually a really good one. Iron Skin, from what I've been told Iron Skin is supposed to do, Iron Skin is supposed to reduce physical damage by, I think it's 50%, according to what a developer actually told me when I asked about it. In my experience, however, Iron Skin basically amounts to total physical invincibility. I have never taken a point of physical damage when I've had Iron Skin up. So now we have a new enemy type, zombies. These are the first enemies that can poison you. You may notice when they get close, they try to bite. If they successfully bite, they will poison you. I need to step away for just a moment. I have a troublemaking cat to deal with. Okay, sorry about that, folks. The new cat just keeps sticking his nose where he doesn't need to be sticking it. So, gotta try and keep him in line. So what's unique about this set piece is that there are 3 different doors you can go through, kind of like in this inner corner. Every single one of them contains a zombie in it, or at least a pack of zombies. Usually 3 to 4. If you've got any bombs, this is a really good place to use them. But yeah, Iron Skin is a really desirable effect, so we definitely want to keep any dark potions we come across. That one dropped a magical mace. Okay, that one looks like it dropped an apple. I really do want speed, but health's a must-take. More HP. And an apple. Well, I don't need to heal right now, so... an apple's not necessarily what I want right now. Plus 3 defense mace, I don't really care. Another apple. I suppose if I need to patch heal... I know there's some apples back here I can use, so... Oh wow, there's a bunch of apples back here. That's 12 HP worth of healing. That's roughly half my health. So, yeah. Ooh, that guy dropped a sword. A very high level one at that. Ooh, a very nice one, too. 6 to 10 damage on that sword. You know what? I'll swap that because that sword's actually really nice. I will trade the wand for that because a fine greater missile wand, with that many charges, that's going to last us a long time when we eventually get to that. So, ooh, yeah. Very nice indeed. We also got this meat. Meat recovers 9 hit points, so I actually want that up there instead of the steak. Let's... There we go. Okay. Oh! I'll take the bread over the mace. I've got a lantern if I really need to disable a trap. So, should be fine. Thankfully, the pressure plate traps, once you get out of the dungeon proper, stop becoming as common an occurrence. Use that arrow bomb just so I can grab this and make use of it. Let's see. Now, swords are really slow, but they have really good range, and they generally do pretty good damage. So, definitely worth keeping at least one. Ah, you're stuck. I'll show you stuck. I'll force you open if it's the last thing I do. Come here. Come on. Come on. Open, I say. Open! I will open you. You can't stop me. I'm not busting you down. Yeah, there we go. Stupid door. Alright, let's see what we got here. Oh! This is very interesting, because I have yet to see one of these until I got to New Game Plus. This is a fireball gauntlet. Oh, okay. So you may notice this demonic-looking face thing in the wall. That's constantly shooting fireballs out. We kind of have to duck in and out of these little areas here. So, run, run, run. It's best to do it like right as the fireball's passing, and kind of run behind the fireball's trail to maximize the amount of time you have. Cheese is nice. This will be a lot easier if and when I can find an exit. Here. Ugh. Yeah, I usually don't see those until New Game Plus, so seeing that now, kind of surprising. A steak? Wow. Sure. Oh, good. There's a exit here, so that actually helps ease my problems a little bit. Ooh, another iron skin potion. And a missile one. Oh, oh, that's a bomb. Let's get away from that. Uh-oh. No, not the iron skin potion. Okay, so iron skin's white. Never mind. Gilded hammer. That's actually really powerful, but I don't want it. Okay, so put the booze right there. Put the booze right there. Don't drop the booze on your head like a dullard. Let's grab the steak. There's some cheese back there. Oh no, I've got the cheese. It's cheese, meat, then steak? Oh, I've got so many things. 1 to 3. 2633, that goes there. So, not that this is going to be an issue, since we're at the exit. Actually, no, we do still have some things to explore, so never mind. We might still need to trigger a trap or two. But once we actually go down to the next floor, traps will be a lot less of an issue. Ooh, 4 to 7? My weapons are better, sorry. Whew. On the fireball gauntlet? Alright. Alright, so looking at this, there is minimum 1 room left. So let's see what we got. he's on an incline too. That's going to make dealing with him really difficult. So something you may have noticed is that ice damage slows entities down. Makes them a bit easier to approach in melee. We got a fireball. Whoa! I have never seen that before. Treasure guarded by a fireball trap. That's actually really cool. I like how, even though I've played this game for a while, nowhere near as long as I've played something like Dark Cloud 2 or Barony, but still, I've played this a decent amount, and I'm still finding new stuff. Like, that is so cool. I like that. That is awesome. I gotta remember that's there. Okay. Anything in here? No. And sure enough, it just leads back in here. That's it. Okay, what do I want to give up for a grenade launcher? Can I see your stats? 7 charges, 6 to 17. I don't know, man. That's some pretty powerful stuff I've got here. Unfortunately, I don't really have anything that I really want to get rid of. So, yeah, I can't... Yeah, I can't swap it like that, so... It just puts it on my head. There's nothing I can do. Okay, that's actually kind of a funny thing you can do, I guess, but... nothing for it. I'll just have to leave it. I mean... I could swap it out for one of these, I suppose, but... Nah. I hate passing up on that, but not much for it. We'll just have to leave. Oh, right, the steak. I forgot about that. I don't really want to get rid of any of my good food, because we have so many good items here. Ugh, that's actually kind of annoying. But that's kind of what happens when you don't have a whole lot of inventory on you. Slim? Die, Slim! Ooh, Iron Skin. Iron Skin would be really nice to have. You know what? Identify. Let's see. Cola, Resist Magic, Iron Skin. Okay. All of those are really good. So, what that tells me is there is one good potion and one bad potion left. And we won't find out what that is until we find one of the other potion types. My guess is that blue is probably going to be the bad one, because we had an orange one blow up, and we saw like a bright blue ring. Ah, crap, we got shot. Ow. Moved a bit too slow, but that's okay. The well. So, after every sort of zone, you enter like an intermediary area. The well is the first one. Red. You know what? I'll eat that, because I did take a bit of a hit there. The well is the first of these intermediary areas. There are 2 shopkeepers here. There's actually a side path that we can take to find some extra treasure. And I want to go this way first just to get the lootables. Check and see if they've got anything useful, and there might be some free coins back here. Sometimes there are coins under that table. Oh, we got a gold candlestick, so yeah, we did get some free cash. So what's this? Note. We've fallen behind schedule. Word from the top is that the men are to work extra shifts to make up for lost time. You can tell them. I don't want them to hear it from me. Okay, purples resist magic, so that's actually really good. Cola. While a potion, cola technically counts as a food. Cola restores 10 HP, so that is between steak and meat. So I'll put the cola right there. And since we've got the spare stuff, I'm actually going to drop the ale right here. And I can go back up, I can actually go back to the previous floor and grab some more supplies. Because we have all that extra food that's actually up there. If you have any items that are for, like, triggering traps, like the pressure plates, once you get down to the well, you no longer need those, because you will stop seeing pressure plate traps. Go, go. Ooh. So I do want to come back here. I have the space. I want to grab that stake, and I want to grab that fire wand. Because both of those are really good. And we are actually going to have enough wands. Wait. Oh, this is in the wrong place. This room, I think, is the stake. Yes. And the fire wand's going to be down here, guarded by a fireball trap. Yeah, take that. Run the gauntlet again. Here we go. Whew. Okay, so before I talk to either of these guys, those are both merchants, I want to go this way to this little side area, because there's a bunch of treasure over here. I can get a little bit of extra gold, and it's not these. Sign of a skull, so pretty dangerous area we're going into. I think we'll be fine. Never mind that the game has shafted us on equipment. We've mostly gotten chest and leg armor. We haven't gotten anything else aside from weaponry, otherwise. Let's see, 6 to 17, 7 charges, so that'll go there. Yeah, I've got plenty of supplies. This really shouldn't be an issue. Iron skin resist magic. Yeah, I should be fine. Yeah, let's go. So, this is a little optional floor called the Pit. Arachnophobes, look away. There are a bunch of spider webs and stuff like that down here, and the primary enemy that you will be fighting down in the pit is giant spiders. Not the little ones that we've been seeing popping out of the pots. We will still occasionally see those, but down here we got giant spiders to worry about. And you may have noticed, a zombie popped out of that cocoon when I stabbed it. These spider cocoons never contain treasure. They just have a random chance of containing a zombie, which I like killing because more experience for me. So there are 2 fixed encounters with giant spiders that descend from the ceiling. One of them is over here. You can actually see the corpse of one of them to kind of warn you there's a trap coming. But you'll be popping right there. A blue potion. I'm willing to bet you this one's bad. This one is probably paralysis. That is exactly what it is. I called it. So by process of elimination, I now know what everything is. So red is cola. Gold is poison. Green is healing. Blue is paralysis. Purple is magic shield, I think is what they call it. Yeah, magic shield. And bright, which is the orange potion, is restoration. Restoration is a very nice potion because restoration fully restores your HP and removes all statuses. Now, when I say all statuses, I mean all statuses, both buffs and debuffs. So if you drink it while you drink restoration while you have iron skin, you can say goodbye to your iron skin. I think the intention is you're supposed to use it to cure poison, but no, it just straight up like cures everything. Even things you may not want cured. Let's see, there's supposed to be another one. There you are. Okay. 5 to 7, 33 charges. Looks like I might be burning some magic in the future. Now, these small web sacks, 8 to 11. Wow, that's actually kind of sad. But these smaller web sacks that you see sitting around, like these never have treasure. They're just there to slow you down. They'll leave web patches on the ground, and you get slowed when you walk over them. Ooh, pants. Don't need those. Those are worse than what I've got. I suppose, in a roundabout way, these big cocoons... Oh, crap, I'm poisoned. These big cocoons... Oh, it's a steak, that's fine. I'll be fine. But I suppose, in a roundabout way, these big cocoons can have treasure in them by proxy, depending on what the zombies drop. So, let's see. I'm down 9 HP? How close am I to a level? I want to eat that meat. I'll eat the bread, probably. That should get me a nice enough boost. These spiders are not particularly dangerous, so you may have noticed we interacted with that pillar over there. That gave us a secret, which gave us a key. That key opens this door. Close the door once you are in here. That will protect you. Do not grab that money. Oh. Okay, so the spiders just drop the second you walk in here. I thought it was when you were actually grabbing the money. Ooh, a King's Gilded Spiked Mace. That is 15 to 19? Holy crap, that's good. 15 to 19. Excellent. Ooh, excellent steel dagger of Blizzard. I actually didn't know this was enchanted. I just looked at the base damage. This does even more. This does 13 to 15. Because that ice damage is added on top of the physical damage. That's actually really nice. So let's see, that's 13 base. This one has 15 base. We can leave that sword here. Scrolls of Burning are not very good. They're like Scrolls of Freezing, but they burn everything around you, and if you set an item on fire, you burn up the item. So why would you want to do that? Resist Magic. Bright Potion. We know Bright Potions are full healing, so we definitely want to grab one of those. Blizzard, we don't need. Steak. Ooh, an excellent Jeweled Sword of the Worm. That is 12 to 19. Let's see. That's 13 to 15. That's 15 to 19. I'll actually take that. Put that right there, I suppose. I'm going to grab all this gold, and I've got this healing potion here. Just drink it. And then... Oh yeah, see, lots of good stuff. This may get me killed. I hope not. I'm gonna go up here. Oh, you can get up here! I was under the impression you couldn't. Huh. Anyone else want to play? First dagger. Okay. So I may have to come back for some of this stuff, because I just don't have room. I've got so many good items. So let's go back up to the well then, now that we've completed the pit. Now, thankfully, now that we've killed these guys, if we leave and come back, these guys will stay dead. So, actually, are there any big... Yeah, there are. Any zombies? Any zombies? Nope. I have seen zombies pop out of those ceiling ones. Not as commonly, but they can do it. So, let's talk to this guy. Who are you? Hey, buddy, did you meet my brother Joff outside? I'm Jeff. The 9th most important rule of business is to be bold. So I'm running our new startup location down here. All of our weapons and magical artifacts are locally sourced. And he's like his brother Joff. He will sell you a variety of equipment Unlike Joff, however, he will not sell you that mysterious elixir. Only Joff can do that. And you have nothing of interest for me. So, do you have anything new to say? Locally sourced. I don't think he has anything new to say. And then there's this guy. I saw that. It seems we have a visitor. Yes, we do. It does not look like a traveler of the deep roads, but it is not under a thrall like the... But it is not under a thrall like the others here, is it? I'm curious. Long ago, I watched those like you dig deep into the earth here, disturbing that which should have been left forgotten. Their work lies ahead down this path. Anyway, it is not here for stories. Perhaps they would like to trade instead? We have studied those lost magics that reach beyond this dimension. I can offer this for a price, of course. This guy is probably the single most important merchant in the game because he sells bag expansions. And notice they say soulbound bag expansions. These are soulbound. Much like your gold, these inventory expansions stay with you across multiple playthroughs. So I want to get a bag expansion, 30 gold for that. Bag size increase, we get an extra inventory slot. It returns. Does it have need to pierce the Veil of Worlds? I want to get another bag expansion. So, 2 inventory slots now. Now, the soulbound bag expansion's too expensive. Let's get a belt expansion. Now, what that does is it gives us an extra hotbar slot. Now, what I want to do for that, I'm going to swap that there. I don't have a scroll, so I don't have anything to put in that slot. Usually, I like reserving my 5 slot for a scroll, but like I said, I don't have one, so... Okay. 118. Let's go ahead and buy another bag slot. So we got another inventory slot, 3 extra inventory. And 120 for a belt expansion. We get another hotbar slot. And thankfully, the hotbar expansions do count as separate inventory spots. So, getting both of these does help our overall inventory situation. So, 7. 5 I usually reserve for scrolls. 6 I think is Iron Skin. Since I don't have a scroll, I'll slot Iron Skin and Magic Shield up there, just so I have those on standby in case I need total invincibility. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you what all these do. Let me look up my potion list. Okay, so Cola, as I mentioned, Cola is a food, restores 10 HP. Poison, you saw what poison does. Poison poisons you. Healing recovers 4 to 8 hit points instantly at random. Blue is paralysis. It paralyzes you for like 5 to 10 seconds. Magic Shield. Now, originally, I thought Magic Shield acted like Iron Skin and gave you total invincibility versus magic attacks only. However, according to the developers, the code for Magic Shield is that it is supposed to reduce magic damage by 90% and reduce physical damage by 25%. That stacks with Iron Skin's 50%. When the two are combined, I have experienced the equivalent of total invincibility, never taking damage while they're active. So I don't know if what the devs said is true, even though they did provide code evidence. So maybe I just have confirmation bias because of what I personally experienced, but I don't know. All I know is that Magic Shield's a really good potion. Keep it if you find it. Let's see, Restoration, Full Heal, removes all status, and Iron Skin, which, as I mentioned earlier, is supposedly supposed to cut incoming physical damage by half. In practice, you're basically invincible to physical damage while you have it up. So, okay, that's all the potions. So we know what everything does. Do I have enough money for another expansion? I do not. I just barely do not. So, still, that's... For the money we found in the very first playthrough, and we haven't even died yet, so we're not even like carrying over any gold from a previous run. So an initial expansion of 5 inventory slots is nothing to sneeze at. That's actually pretty substantial. Now, in the grand scheme of things, that's probably not much, because I think you can outright double your inventory capacity. You can have up to 30 slots, I think. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, that's 18. That would be 36 slots, I think. So, as far as potions go, we don't want the Scroll of Burning. We do want Resist Magic. That's full heal. We want that. I'll take the Stake. Ooh, some coinage. Let's see. Yeah, that's full heal, so we definitely want that. I've got so many stakes, man. So much food. It's actually kind of sad, because usually you can find some really good armor down here, but I didn't get that lucky, unfortunately. I don't really care about these scrolls. Scrolls of Burning and Scrolls of Blizzard are offensive spells. I do want that one, though. They are a get-off-me AoE pulse. I personally don't like using them because I usually don't end up getting mobbed. The situations that those would be useful for usually don't happen to me because I play very carefully. So, Anyway, organize my bag real quick here. 5 to 7, 33. So that's just a overall better one. That's the best missile one we've got. So, okay, not bad, not bad, not bad. Could definitely do with some more equipment, but overall not bad. It seems really... This one seems to be really food and wand heavy, is what this really looks like. You will eventually, as you play the game, come to kind of pay attention to what you get most often in a given run. This one has definitely been wands and food, kind of split between the two. Not much in the ways of armor. But anyway, let's head on down. And we are now in a new zone, the first level of the caves. Let's see, we are right exactly at 2 hours, though, so I think this is a good place to stop. This went a little slower than normally, because I've been yabbering about tutorial information and going through the actual tutorial itself, which is a one-time thing. You only do that once per file. But yeah, this has been the first episode of Let's Stream Delver. For those of you who might potentially be worried about it, no, this is not taking over for Borderlands. I am doing this mainly to make up for lost time with Borderlands, as I mentioned earlier in the episode. Mainly for the YouTube crowd. So, while Borderlands is recorded on Saturday, y'all can look forward to Delver on Sunday, for however long this ends up lasting. So, I'll see y'all next week. Well, actually, probably on Wednesday for you lot on the Twitch crowd. Hope y'all enjoyed, and I'll see y'all next time. Good night, everybody.